Looking to improve your squad on Ultimate Team? Visit IGGM.com for safe and reliable coins with the link in the description. Use my promo code NA to get 5% off. What's up, guys? For this video, we're going to be going over the 4-4-1-1, and the 4-4-1-1 is absolutely up there for being one of the best formations in the game at the moment post-patch, or at least with the most recent patch in mind. Generally speaking, anything with two strikers or a striker and a cam are set up to be really good in the game right now. I had a lot of fun with this custom tactic. I used a variety of different cams. We'll go over those in a moment. But as you can see on the screen right here, I used these custom tactics to get me Elite Division. I did this last week, so this video is a little bit later because this tactic was something I worked on last week. But yeah, as you can see, I'm Elite Division. I don't think I've gone Elite Division this early from the beginning of a season, so yeah, this was pretty helpful. And I also was able to use this to get I went 13-2 last week in league. Yeah, this custom tactic is pretty good so far. And as you can see, this is the squad that I used for it. I had Palmer instead at cam. I just needed finesse shot as an option at times. But it's pretty simple, pretty self-explanatory. There's no use really explaining what you need per position, because aside from the fact that at center midfield, you're going to need one player that you can trust to step up, and then one midfielder to act almost as a CDM. But with that being said, just real quick, just to go over Palmer, for instance. Let's see his stats. Yeah, 57 games, 41 goals, 37 assists. This card is really good in this formation, in this custom tactic. You'll see why when we actually discuss the instructions, the player roles on this tactic. But yeah, this card is really good. I did have this one as well. I didn't score as much, I think. That ratio is probably less, if I'm not mistaken. But with finesse shot, he scored a lot of goals as well. He gets a lot of runs that enable him to have positions at the edge of the box for finesse shots. So if finesse shots are really your thing, if you're able to green time them pretty well, then this card's gonna be, any card with finesse shot to begin with is gonna be pretty useful. Also, this Pedro Neto card, 35 games. I just did him this weekend. I used him this week in league, and I played a little bit of rivals with him. That's a really good return in my opinion for a right winger. Normally my right wingers don't have a ratio this good, but you can't really be disappointed with that. So I definitely prefer him over the Sane SBC. So in case you haven't done either yet, I would definitely prioritize Pedro Neto over Sane. But yeah, enough about the players. Going straight into the custom tactic, as you can see right here, Wheezy's 4-4-1-1 with the code at the top right there. And yeah, build up style balance, defensive approach 61. When you always remember, when you're putting in the code, make sure the line height is changed to 61. The code never factors in the actual specific line height, so when you put in the code, it's going to say 70. Just got to make sure you drop that down to 61. And build up style balance is very self-explanatory. I always use balanced. It's a very good default setting, and what I mean by that is it's very reliable. There's rarely going to be a situation where you need to use anything but balanced. Counter can be a good option, but you need to set it up to be a good option. Only works sometimes, and you really need to factor that in whenever you make a formation with counter. And I really don't like short passing, to be quite honest. I found that it really is not beneficial when you're in a situation where you want to progress the ball as quickly as possible. You're not going to be making as many through ball runs and things like that. Now, obviously, if you're a player that prefers passing around short, then obviously this is going to be perfectly fine formation, or custom tactic, or sorry, build up style. And it's not a bad build up style by all means, but I feel like for the average player, this will not cater to the average skill set of a player. So I just use balance, because that way you get elements of everything, of counter and of short passing. And yeah, straight to the player rules. Advanced forward attack, very self-explanatory. I think there is quite literally zero situations in a formation where you have only one striker to use anything but advanced forward. If you have one striker, you might be able to get away with poacher, but even then, I would only do it if you have the ++ on a player. It's very similar to advanced forward. It's just that with advanced forward, they're still sometimes coming short for the ball. That way they're a passing option at times. Poacher is, as the name suggests, is going to be completely meant for through balls and, getting them behind and things like that. And the thing is, advanced forward already does that. So poacher is a more narrow AI, if that makes sense. It's more simple. It does less. So really, advanced forward is all you need, to be honest, because you're still going to be getting those runs in behind while you're also still going to be, when the situation is relevant, you're still going to have players coming short for the ball, or the striker coming short for the ball. And with only one striker in any formation with one striker, you might as well just have advanced forward. And with that being said, this formation is built around the shadow striker, and we'll go over why. But before we mention why, it's really important that we mention that we have the inside forward on balance, and normally you want to have him on balance anyways. However, with this formation, it's really important that we do, because with balanced, obviously the difference between balance and attack is that when you have the ball in possession, when we switch to with ball, notice that with attack they're stepped up higher, and that is true. When you have the ball, they're going to be attacking their fullback, the defender, more aggressively. Instead of checking in for the ball as frequently, they're going to be making runs in behind more often. And we want them on balance, because as soon as we can get the ball back, then we can get the ball back from the center midfielders, for example. As soon as we get the ball back from your center midfielders, your wingers are going to be pretty much right next to them. And as soon as they get the ball, instead of, being the players that make the runs in behind, it's going to be your shadow striker that makes that run in behind. So what I mean by that is, if you have the ball, let's say Vinny right here, he's by the touchline, he clicks the ball, he's right next to Bellingham. You have that half space between Vinny and Ronaldo, where naturally you would expect Vinny to be that player to make that run in the half space, but instead it's going to be Palmer. So that space in between Vinny and Ronaldo, when Vinny gets the ball, it's going to be Palmer that makes a run in between, and he's going to make a run in behind whenever that space enables him. And the same is going to apply to Neto. If Neto can get the ball at his feet, he's going to be in a shorter position, closer to Gavi than he is to Ronaldo, for instance. But as soon as he has the ball on the right touchline, it's going to be Palmer once more that makes the run in behind. So almost this formation is going to play like a 4-4-2 in game. It's just a matter of the cam just not being a striker. But in possession, in build-up, he is going to make a lot of runs right next to the left or to the right of the striker. It's just a matter of enabling those runs. Now, I've had people ask me when it comes to using the shadow striker. These are mostly for the players that, they might have a player with long ball here. It's a really rat tactic, but it's that stuff where, let's say you have the ball at Bellingham or Gavi right here. You pass to Palmer, or you pass to your cam, and you instantly trigger a run to your striker, and you do that thing where you just chip through a ball. I hate doing it. I don't like doing it myself. It's really ratty. When I was going 13-2, or when I was doing my weekend league run, I was going against people that kept doing it. It's so annoying, to be honest. It's still really OP. And I'm saying this right now, if you want to do it, you absolutely can, because I've had people say, don't you need a playmaker up front here for that? And in essence, that is technically true, because with playmaker, they're coming a little bit more short for the ball. However, the thing is, no matter what, with ball or without ball, it's really important that you remember that without ball, your players are going to look like this regardless. So the shadow striker, as soon as you change it to playmaker, he's still going to be in the exact position. So what this means is, when you're not with the ball, no matter what you have on this play right here, they're going to be in the middle. So as soon as you win the ball back and you're planning to, do that trick, you can still do it. Now, obviously, if you have the ball for like a handful of seconds, and at that point Palmer's making a run behind, obviously you won't be able to do the trick of the lob through pass, but you're still able to do it with a shadow striker. So that's for the people that want to abuse a chipped first time through ball rat whatever gameplay that people love to do. I don't like it, to be honest. I don't do it. I have too much pride to be playing like that, to be quite honest, but I can't speak on how other people play. If it's what makes you win, then so be it. I can't blame people for using a mechanic that EA deliberately put in the game. It's not a glitch. EA clearly want people to do it, so it's whatever. I won't do it myself. But yeah, other than that, defenders, pretty self-explanatory. We chose not to use a wingback on support. And the thing is, I love wingback on support. It's a really, really good role, because the amount of fluidity he has, as you can see, he's going to either go into the box or like at the edge of the box, or he's going to go down the touchline, and he does it based on whatever the team needs. However, we don't need that today, or we don't need that with these custom tactics. We just need him on fullback balance, because there's really not much space for a defender to attack. Now with the center midfielders, it's pretty simple right here. There's no major contribution that we really need. We just need one midfielder to step up and help plug the gap in between the center mids and the attack, especially with a shadow striker that's going to be bombing into the box as frequently as possible. You're going to need a presence at the edge of the box, and Bellingham or your box to box to begin with is going to be a pretty good option for that. But yeah, other than that, I already went over the defense. Goalkeeper defend, self-explanatory. I've seen people say that you need to use goalkeeper defend instead of sweeper keeper, to prevent things like near post goals and things like that, and it's not really true, to be honest. The near post shot glitch where you do a power shot at the at the near post from that weird wide angle by the touchline almost, or by the goal line, I mean, sorry. That stuff is just going to go in regardless. The role does not change that. So if you're using sweeper keeper and you're trying to find a player with goalkeeper plus plus, it doesn't really matter. Just get a good goalkeeper. The plus plus, it doesn't do anything crazy, to be honest. Just put goalkeeper defend. It doesn't matter if they have the plus or plus plus here. You won't see a difference, to be honest. But yeah, that's everything. As far as the meta goes in the game at the moment, it really caters to formations like these. I would say this formation alongside the 4-2-1-3 and the 4-4-2, both the 4-4-2 variants for that matter. They are definitely the most common formations I went against when playing rivals, when grinding to Elite Division, when playing Weekend League as well. It's a really common formation, and it's a really good formation to begin with. Anything that has a cam and a striker for the most part is going to be pretty good. This applies to the 4-3-3 with the 2 centermids in the cam. It's the same concept there, which I will probably do a video on soon. I'm just not highly prioritizing it because it's basically the exact same thing as a 4-4-1-1, just that the wingers are literally wingers. Instead of a left mid, right mid to left wing, right wing, it's going to operate the same way, obviously, or a similar way, obviously, but still a good formation for what it's worth. And it's also pretty underused. The entire 4-3-3 family is underused to begin with, and I'll definitely be doing custom tactics on those soon. But other than that, guys, if there's any formation that you guys want me to do as soon as possible to prioritize, just let me know in the comments. I have a ton of formations that I want to do soon. It's just a matter of making sure. I've worked over so many formations the past couple weeks, and there's so many videos that I haven't done because I was like, you know what? I don't like this formation. I don't like these custom tactics. I'm not going to post them. So it's all about quality control. All about making sure that the tactics are actually good. So yeah, other than that, guys, leave a like, comment, subscribe. If you have any questions, let me know. That's all.